Hey everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. As far as buying goes, I ran out to my local Goodwill today, and unfortunately, I didn't buy any movies, but I did pick up 3 CD soundtracks and 1 movie trivia game. But as far as watching goes, I watched a fantastic movie tonight, so let's take a look at what I bought and what I watched. The first soundtrack that I picked up was the soundtrack to Drive Me Crazy, more or less just featuring a bunch of pop and alternative rock bands from 1999. Not a bad soundtrack, has some decent bands on it, but not the best I've ever heard. Then I grabbed the soundtrack to The Full Monty, a movie that has a soundtrack that goes perfectly with the entire movie. I do love this film. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure how much I'd actually want to listen to any of the songs on their own, but still, pretty decent soundtrack. And the last soundtrack that I picked up was the soundtrack to Jackie Brown. It's Quentin Tarantino, so you pretty much already know what you're getting yourself into. It's going to feature a bunch of interesting music from the 60s and from the 70s, because again, it's Quentin Tarantino. But love the movie. Love Quentin Tarantino, love his soundtracks, love the Jackie Brown soundtrack. And the last thing I picked up today was a movie trivia game, and that was Seen It, Squabble. As it says right here, chick flicks versus guy picks. This pretty much sets the women against the men. I absolutely love Seen It. They are fantastic games, great movie trivia games. I cannot wait to sit down and play this one with the wife. So that's what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And today I checked out Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And holy hell, this was amazing. I sort of held back on this one a little bit because recently I've heard a lot of people talking about certain movies and saying how amazing and how great they were, and then I ended up watching them and thought it was a good movie, but it wasn't anything amazing. So I kind of thought this is probably going to be another one of those movies where everybody makes a huge deal about it, and in the end I just watched it and go, it was good, I really liked it, but it wasn't anything crazy, anything amazing. I was wrong. This movie lived up to all the hype. This was a fantastic movie. If you're a Planet of the Apes fan, this is one to see. It's just restarting the entire franchise, and it's doing it amazingly. I could not get enough of this movie. It was one of those movies where as soon as it ended, I was pissed I didn't have another disc to put in to watch, part 2. I wanted this story to continue. I want to know where this story is going. I want to see what happens. I mean, even though I've already seen Planet of the Apes, I know how that movie works out, which I guess is where we're going after this one, or well, I'm assuming we're not going to go right into the Planet of the Apes. I'm going to assume it's going to be this movie, probably another movie, and then I think we get into more of the original Planet of the Apes. I'm assuming. Who knows? I really don't know what's going to come with the sequel, but I can't wait to see what happens, even though I kind of already know where it's going, but I can't wait to see how they do it, because this movie was just so well done. It does have a lot of cliches in it, though, I gotta say. As far as the average moviegoer, they're probably not going to notice. But for a collector or for somebody like me who watches a movie every day, you could really see all the cliches. This was a very kind of Hollywood movie. Everything from, the main character giving his dad the drug, testing the drug out on him. I've seen that 100 times in movies. And then, of course, the drug kind of backfiring. Some spoilers here. The drug backfiring, and of course he gets with the beautiful girl, just little things like that. And there's a ton of other things in the movie that are very cliche. I like that Draco Malfoy is basically playing like the Muggle version of Draco Malfoy in this movie. I mean, I feel bad for him. He is so typecast, but he does a great job. Even though while you're watching, you're just picturing Harry Potter in your head. You're just thinking that's Draco. He's playing the same exact character, just without the bleached blonde hair. But, again, it was a good movie. Even though, like I said, there was plenty of cliches in it. It did feel sort of Hollywood and almost somewhat popcorny. It still worked. It was one of the few times that I noticed a ton of cliches, and I've seen a lot of typical scenes that would make for, something you would call a popcorn movie. Even though normally I would kind of think, oh boy, it's another one of those movies, this one really did work. And instead of me just saying, it's just a popcorn flick to sit back and kind of enjoy, I love popcorn flicks, but instead of saying that, it's more than just a popcorn movie. This is a great movie with a lot of feeling and emotion and a lot of just badassness. This movie's just great. I absolutely loved it. And I heard that the CGI in this movie was like top notch, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect there. Gotta say, yes, top notch CGI. About a quarter of the way through the movie, I completely forgot that I was looking at CGI chimpanzees. I gotta say, when the main chimpanzee, when he is a baby, he looks a little CGI. When he's a teenager, he looks a little CGI. But once he hits adulthood, you forget you're watching CGI at that point. He looks like a real ape. He looks like a chimpanzee. And then they have a gorilla, looks completely real. The orangutan looks completely real. They do a damn good job with the CGI. It's amazing how far along CGI is coming. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, I mean, a movie like this, usually when I watch a CGI movie, you know, I'm always thinking to myself, like, let's say another ape movie, King Kong. You know, King Kong looked great in the King Kong movie, but still, you're watching it thinking, okay, that's a CGI giant ape, but not just because he's giant, but because, you know, it looks sort of CGI. Again, not in this. All the apes in this movie, they're amazing. Just fantastic CGI. It's getting to the point where we're not going to need actors anymore. I mean, the CGI is just getting that good. It blew me away. So a fantastic movie that definitely leaves you wanting more. I wasn't quite sure they were going to end this movie. I didn't know if, once I saw the whole, and again, spoilers here, once I saw the whole, like, disease thing that they were going with, I thought, okay, are they going to show, you know, are they going to show kind of like how the disease is working? You know, are they going to show people dying off? Are they going to show the apes kind of taking over, you know, maybe the town? I thought they were going to take over, like, some town in California or something like that, but they didn't go that route, and I gotta say, that I really liked. I like the fact that they didn't actually go the route of them, like, really showing a huge uprising. What they ended up doing is they just showed the apes basically kind of becoming smart and not taking over a town, but basically outsmarting the cops of the town. And they wanted to get to the Redwood Forest, and they got there, and then the movie kind of ends, and you're seeing where you have an idea of what's going to happen next, but you don't know. So I like that the apes didn't actually necessarily, I mean, they rose up, but not to the point where they've, like, taken really over anything. They just sort of overpowered some cops, and I like that. They didn't go too extreme. They let the movie, like, you know, the shit's about to hit the fan. All the apes have kind of come together, and you know they have the strength, and you know the disease is about to spread around and start killing off the humans, so you know something's about to happen. You know everything's about to just blow up, but they cut the movie off, and at that point you're like, oh, I want more. So I like that. I like the fact that they just cut the movie off right there. They didn't go overboard. Because, I mean, no matter what they would have done, you probably would have wanted to see the sequel. It was that good of a movie. But I like the fact that they really left you wanting more. They just cut the movie off, and then I'm hoping they just get right back into it in the next film. I cannot wait to see it. So, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, again, was amazing. Like I said, a bit cliched, a bit Hollywood at times. Definitely some scenes in this movie, like I said, that if you're like me and you watch a movie every day and you've seen thousands of movies, you're going to be like, oh boy, you know, it's that plot again, or it's this scene again, or oh, look, it's that character that I've seen in 100 different movies, or, you know, you're going to notice that a lot in this movie, but it works. It's such a good story that cliches or no cliches, it actually works, and you very easily look past all the cliches because it's just that good of a movie. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this. It was fantastic. My wife loved it. My wife's not into these types of movies. She could care less about, you know, the original Planet of the Apes or even the Tim Burton one. She's seen it, but she didn't really care for it because this, you know, sci-fi, you know, kind of these sort of movies, it's not really her thing. But she loved it and kept talking about how much she wanted to see a sequel. So, I mean, if my wife likes a movie like this, that's gotta say something. So definitely check this movie out. It was amazing. I would highly recommend it. I also would recommend the Blu-ray because, like I said, the CGI in this movie was great. I'm sure the DVD looks fine, but I recommend the Blu-ray just to see the fantastic CGI alone. So definitely check out Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Unfortunately, I didn't actually pick up any movies today, but I did get 3 CD soundtracks. Very happy about that. Love adding soundtracks to the collection. And also picking up the CNET movie trivia game. I love them. I have a whole bunch of the CNET games in my collection. I love playing them with the wife, and I'm definitely looking forward to sitting down and playing this one with her since it is, you know, men against women. It should be a lot of fun. And Rise of the Planet of the Apes, again, it was great. One of the best movies I've seen in a good long while. It really roped me in. It was a fantastic movie, and like I said, I am dying to see the sequel, which, from what I read, because as soon as the movie was over, I actually went right online on my iPhone, and I was looking up to see if there was a sequel. And apparently, the sequel has been greenlit, and they're, from what I'm told, from what I read anyway, so the sequel is coming. I didn't really read too much about it. I read a couple things here and there, but apparently I haven't seen really anything about a plot or when it's supposed to come out or anything like that. So I don't think any of that's been settled yet. I don't know. I just quickly researched it. I didn't really get into it. So maybe there has been some more news past what I looked up. But apparently there is a sequel coming, so very much looking forward to that. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya. Seen it? Squabble. As it says right here, chick fic. God damn it.